All right, guys, I am super excited because we've got an amazing guest. Not only has he been one of the top producing Remax agents in the country, he's a guy that's owned hundreds of rentals. I love it. And he's also somebody that's an expert in a topic that no one, and I mean no one, talks about, which is building your individual business credit profile, which he's going to talk about, and the power of that and really insulating ourselves and making sure that our credit stays really strong so we can go out and buy these amazing deals that we find in the market sometimes. Steven, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Jim. You can call me Steve.
Steve, okay. I am super, just as I said, excited to have you on. So just for our listeners, that people that are watching this haven't met you before, tell us a little bit of your background.
Well, got out of high school, realized I wasn't that bright, so I joined the Marine Corps. so I'm a former Marine. I know they say there's no such thing as an ex-Marine, right?
Right.
Spent 4 years in there and realized they were never going to pay me enough money. So I got out.
Not a high paying job.
No, it wasn't. And I grew up in the printing industry. My father was in that industry. His father was in the industry. So it's obviously, where do you go? You know, your father's a plumber, your grandfather's a plumber, you become a plumber.
Yeah.
Or you do something completely different. But I decided to go into the business. And I found out that I knew how to sell.
Yeah.
Just my dad wouldn't rehire me. I said, well, let me borrow your car and I'll go out and try and sell. In my first year, I think I did $1 million.
Wow.
So at 22 years old, I realized, oh my God, I have the gift of gap.
Right.
So I ended up becoming a salesperson, and I didn't understand finance. Okay. I had no clue. Yeah. I didn't understand that you need to finance your business, right? The business has to have controlled growth.
Sure.
Right. So I proceeded to putting my dad basically out of business. Wow. I outsold the company. And I feel horrible about that today. Back then, I just thought, what's wrong with you?
Making money.
So I ended up starting my own company, and we ended up building that company up and ended up selling that company. And then I went into real estate, mostly because I didn't know what to do. And now I don't know anything else other than printing. So my brother had showed me how he was buying properties, and we got in and we ended up just blowing up. And I remember I reached out to a real estate agent who was a friend and said, hey, let's have lunch. I want to discuss strategy for the next quarter because I'm buying, 30 properties a quarter.
Wow.
And he was too busy to meet with me.
Crazy.
So he said, let's get together next month, Steve. I said, okay, next month is fine. And I immediately went to real estate school. Because it was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Got my license. And when he called me to schedule that appointment, I said, no, I'm actually hanging my license in your office.
Too late.
Too late.
Took the meeting.
And I was buying properties, and I was running ads on TV about, I buy homes, blah, blah, blah. And I remember walking down the sidewalk of a house. It was about $300,000 back then, worth about $300,000. And there was no real equity in it. They just wanted to sell their house.
Sure.
And they loved me. We got along great, but I couldn't buy it.
Yeah.
And I got down the end of their driveway, was getting ready to open my door to my car, and I went, you moron. If you were licensed, they would have listed their house with you.
Right.
I'm like, what's wrong with you? So that was it. My brother and I became real estate agents, and we were listing 15, 20 houses a month, every month in, month out.
Wow.
And we were teaching people how we were doing this. The I buy houses, we'd flip it, right? Hey, instead of me buying it, I'll sell it for you.
Right. Yeah.
I think OfferPad's whole business plan is based on that, right?
I was going to say that sounds like Zillow or OfferPads or offers right now, right?
Guess who my brother works for? My brother works for OfferPad.
Is that right?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a business plan that I feel like we developed. Yeah. And again, this was early 2000s. So anyhow, we end up building up to 300 rentals. We flipped another 300 properties. We owned apartment buildings, but our Remax team, I think we had 8 or 9 agents working for us. And then this little thing happened in 2008. And the market really, I don't have to explain. Everybody here has lived through it, doesn't want to relive that thought again.
Right.
So I ended up moving to Florida and stayed in real estate. And then I found this company, and I did fine. I was just a one-man band. I was just doing my thing. My brother was doing his thing. My family's all still in the business. There's 5 siblings. All 5 are licensed.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
All of us want to be the boss, so we can't get together and create a company. So anyhow, I was sitting at my Marine Corps buddy's house, and I saw an ad for this company, and I looked and went, business credit. Yeah, I know what that is. I've used that my whole life. I use that in real estate. Um, but I didn't realize, because I came from a manufacturing world, that this was really an unknown factor in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
See, in the manufacturing world, I was a printer, so I had to get business credit from the paper suppliers. Otherwise, I couldn't give my clients credit, right? So I was selling to Fortune 500 companies. They weren't paying me cash. They wanted terms.
Right. Of course.
Right? So they gave me business credit. I gave them business credit. The world went around.
Yeah.
Right? So I understood it. I didn't know that the rest of the world didn't understand that. In manufacturing, we needed it to survive, but retail stores weren't operating that way, except Walmart. And certainly real estate agents aren't operating that way. Investors, the small business owners just really don't know about it. They don't teach this in business school.
Yeah, because I think as an agent, you get your license, you don't know any better. You're a solo agent. You just get all the credit in your name, right?
That's it. It's exactly what happens. And we were discussing earlier, Jim, that most real estate agents I meet have bad personal credit.
Yeah.
And not because they don't pay their bills, but because, look, I know how it goes. You make 20 grand this month, nothing next month, 5 grand next month it's 50,000.
Right.
So it's tough to manage that. So what takes a hit is you start paying minimum payments on your credit cards, and then utilization rate goes up, your score goes down.
Yep. Here's
the problem. That's all self-induced, because what they could be doing is building their business credit profile. If you're allowed to be a business as a licensed agent. In other words, in New Jersey, I was not allowed to be. In Florida, I am. Florida, I'm licensed as a business. I'm
Oregon, you are. Washington, you are. Many states.
Right,
you are.
right.
Yeah.
Every state. Pennsylvania, we were allowed to be a business, an LLC, but some states you're not. So if you're not, I apologize. Nothing you can do about it.
We'll do a different state.
Start your own brokerage. But here's the thing. You can get credit that's tied to your business only, not to you personally. So when you break out that American Express to pay your marketing bill from all the mailers you did this month, why are you using your personal credit card? Matter of fact, when you get in the car to go show that house to your clients, why are you driving a car in your name?
Wow. Okay.
You own a business.
Right.
The business should have that vehicle in its name. I'm sure you write the mileage off. I'm sure you're writing off the expenses. Why carry the debt? Let the business carry the debt.
Right.
And everybody's going, well, yeah, I'd love to do that, but how do you do that?
Right.
Am I going to apply for a card, or like fill in my social? You don't have to do that. But I will tell you, you're going to get denied if you don't understand the system. Okay. The system was built to stop you from succeeding. It was built that way intentionally, but it wasn't built to hurt you. It was built to stop fraud.
Right. Right.
Okay. So when people try to build their business credit, they hear about it, and it's a real hot topic right now. They go to apply for credit, and they go right to, let's say, Ford, right? And then they get turned down. They're like, no, we need your social. They're like, well, I want in the business name. Well, they're not going to tell you that they can't give it to you because your profile has a negative on it. And here's what I mean. In the personal credit world, if you have no score, you have no beacon, right? No score, right? So nothing negative is just nothing there.
Yeah, you're black hole.
In the business credit world, if I pulled your business credit report, Jim, and if you have nothing reporting, it actually shows that you are a high risk borrower.
Oh,
it actually says that you have the potential to be in bankruptcy in the next 12 months. Even if you have nothing.
Because businesses are high risk in nature, right?
Right. Yeah. And you haven't shown the propensity to pay your bills.
Right. Okay.
They don't see a history, because we call them payment experiences.
Yeah.
So then the question is, how do you take it from this failing grade that everyone has when they start their business and make it a passing grade?
Yeah.
You just got to start adding trade lines. You got to have people who report. And there's the problem. We all do business with other businesses. Only 7% of businesses and lenders report. Only 7%.
Wow. 93% do not.
Right.
Wow.
So the secret is finding who reports, and then who do they report to? We've all heard of Dun & Bradstreet, right? Everybody's heard of Dun & Bradstreet. Every business should have a DUNS number. It's free to get. You can just go to dnb.com and get your DUNS number if you're an LLC, S corporation, whatever. Even a sole proprietor will get a DUNS number, but I'll warn you, a sole proprietor can't build business credit, because a sole proprietor is you.
Right.
Right. It's personal credit.
Yeah.
So anyhow, so you get your DUNS number, and vendors report there. The problem is, if you ignore your business Experian report, banks look at Experian. Vehicle financing companies look at Experian.
Gotcha.
So you've got to understand who reports and where they report. So that's the first thing.
Got it.
The next thing you have to understand is what's their underwriting criteria. Everybody who's listening today knows to get an FHA, you're going to need a 580 credit score. You're going to have to be on the job for X amount of years. You're going to pay massive PMI. And it's 3.5% down, right? Everybody knows that, right? We all know that criteria. But do you know what Staples criteria is to get credit there?
No.
You don't, right? No. I do. I know exactly what it is. And I'm not going to share it.
I was going to say, what is it exactly?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's a certain number of trade lines reporting on your business credit report.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So I know exactly what they're looking for. So if I apply to Staples, I'm going to get approved. I know they're going to approve my business. And that may not sound like a big deal to your listeners, but think about how many times you've been to Staples.
Right.
How many times have you bought envelopes, flyers, blah, blah, whatever it is, however you market yourself, right? I needed a new laptop, right? I mean, I went through, man, in my real estate career, but I went through 10 laptops. So you can get credit for all these things in the business name. Stop breaking out your debit card. Stop breaking out your credit card. Let the business finance you. What I mean by that is, real estate, again, we know it's an up and down situation, right? Not everybody's consistent. Some of us are very fortunate. I was fortunate that I had enough agents working for me that my numbers were pretty consistent. But I know there's a lot of people out there who, 2 deals this month, no deals next month.
Sure.
It's just the way the market goes. Maybe not right now, but it's, when you look at the 3,000 foot picture. So wouldn't it be great to know that you don't have to write a $3,000 check to buy that computer or put it on your personal credit card? You can let the business buy it and then control your cash flow.
Yes.
In other words, pay it over time. And then maybe when you have that big closing 2 months from now, you just pay it off.
Right.
But at least you're in control, as opposed to, your sellers and buyers being in control of your income.
Absolutely.
Okay. So,
and when you are going out to get, like, you're buying a rental, your credit is not affected by all this stuff. Right?
Well, correct. That's exactly right. One of the, you saw the picture behind me. It was a castle-looking building, right? When I first logged in, that's a property I bought for $300,000. It's 32 units. I had 15 minutes to make a decision. 15 minutes. Didn't have the cash, so I had to call my bank and get a commitment for. I needed $500,000 is what I needed, and they pulled my credit, like, done, right now. You're fine. Go ahead, just go ahead and put the offer in.
Nice.
I was able to do that because all my debt was in the company name.
Right.
My vehicles, my gas cards, my Visa, I didn't buy anything in my name unless it made me money.
Right.
If it made me money, I'd buy it.
Gotcha.
Right? So I bought that property for $330,000 and sold it for $1.1 million in 6 months.
Wow.
Now, I'm not saying that to brag. What I'm saying is every one of us gets opportunities. It's who's prepared for it.
Right.
When it shows up.
Right.
Yep, how many times have you heard this? Oh man, I could have bought, Yahoo stock back when it was, I could have bought Delta's Bitcoin, right? I could have bought Bitcoin. Well, the question is, were you prepared for that opportunity when it presented itself, right?
Right. Yeah.
Business credit will help you do that. And then here's another inside secret. Business credit limits are 10 to 100 times higher than personal credit.
Wow. Really?
And it's going to make complete sense. When I give you this example. So you and I, Jim, we go to apply for a gas card, let's say Sunoco, right?
Yeah. Yep.
We'll probably get approved for 300, maybe 500, right? Because how much fuel are we really buying? Right.
Exactly.
Now, what do you think S&W trucking with 14 trucks can get approved for?
Right. It's got to be much higher, like $5,000 probably or more.
How about 50?
50. Wow.
Yeah, they'll easily get 50,000. The average truck driver spends $5,000 to $7,000 a month on fuel and repairs. Now, if you got 14, what's that put you at? 100.
Right.
Because these fleet credit cards are for not only for fuel, you can use them in the stores. You can repairs if it's a repair shop.
Right.
So, do you see the disadvantage that a truck driver who doesn't know about business credit would have?
Oh yeah.
They're gonna have to front that fuel themselves.
Yeah, that's huge. Right.
So having that business credit, they can control that. Right. They're not stressed out every time they go on the road. Oh my God, I got to make sure I have $5,000 for fuel for this month and I got to have food. No.
Right.
No, you don't. So now let's change directions. A contractor, right?
Yep.
You and I might get $5,000 limit from Home Depot, maybe 3,000, whatever. Right.
Sure. Yep.
Easy for them to get 50. I was spending $30,000 a month with Home Depot every month in, month out. right? So it was easy to get that type of credit limit. So business credit is scalable depending on your needs.
So what? Let's break this down just on kind of a tactical. What would be like the step one for somebody?
That's a great question. Step one is take a look at your business and how does your business look to vendors, creditors, lenders, right? We call them fundability factors. Okay. What they really are, Jim, they're fraud detection. Okay. And it's going to make sense to you because remember, business credit isn't tied to anybody personally. So it's higher risk to the lender who are, so that gas card, right? Sunoco, let's say, and the underwriter who underwrites it, they aren't getting anybody to sign personally for this if they issue that business credit card, right? So they want to make sure you're really in business, that you're not trying to commit fraud. A guy like me could build a business credit profile real easy. Yeah. Right. And if I had that type of attitude, I was a nefarious person, I could easily commit fraud. Well, we obviously don't want to do that. Right. Right. So they set up these gates to make sure you're really in business. And we call them fundability factors, but they're fraud detection. And I'm going to start with the easy one. Okay. How many people have, and I'm going to use mine, stevensellshomes@gmail.com. Right. Right. Yeah. I had that. I still have that email. Right. Better would be info@stevensellshomes.com. Got it. Okay. Sounds more professional, right? Right. That's the very first red flag. If you have a Gmail, a Yahoo, God forbid, an AOL, I'm going to get sued by AOL. I see that all the time. Then you need to get a professional email. Okay. Sure. And if it's your business and you're working for one of the big, agencies, KW, Remax, whatever, you can't use that, Steve@Remax, because that's Remax. Not your business. Yeah. Right. It's not your business. Exactly. Right. So I had soldin73days.com. All right. So that's what you want to have, professional email. That's easy. Got it. Second thing, and this is where it gets a little tricky in real estate. If you're registered as a business, as an agent, you can get an 800 number that forwards to your cell and have it listed as your business. Like I was listed with Google as Stephen Wible Realtor, right? Yeah. If you're giving out your cell phone on a credit application as your corporate number, that's an immediate red flag. Yeah. Okay. Right. Because real businesses don't give out their cell phones. Real businesses give out their office numbers. Right. Right. Now, I understand if your license is hung in some other franchise office, you're not going to give that number. Right. But you can go to a company like Ring Central and get an 800 number that forwards to your cell, kind of like a Google Voice. Yeah. All right. Here's the difference. Google owns that number. You're not paying for it. And if you tried to list that with the National 411 database, it'll come up as Google. Got it. Right. They search that database to see if you're really in business. Oh, okay. All right. So you go to Ring Central, Vonage, somebody like that. Just get a voice over IP. All right. Got it. That's number 2. Number 3, please have a business bank account. Open a business bank account. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I can't believe the percentage of people I talk to that are running, especially like me. I'm Stephen Wible, PA in Florida. I could easily deposit my check in Stephen Wible's personal bank account because it says Stephen Wible right on the check. Right, of course. Right? But don't put it in your business bank account. Sure. Because you have something called a bank credit score. Most people don't know this. I'll bet you nobody knows this that's listening. It's from 1 to 5, and it's based on your average balance over 90 days. And they're not giving the number itself. They're just doing a window, 0 to 5,000. 5 to 15,000, 25 to 50,000, 50 to plus, right? So that's your bank's credit score. Anything under 10,000 is bad. All right, you want to try and keep a $10,000 balance in your business bank account if you can. But the point I'm getting at is when they run that credit check, that score, it also says when you opened your account, right, and how long you've had it. Right. Right. And God forbid if they run it and nothing shows up. Yeah. Or if it was open yesterday. That means you don't. Yeah. That means you don't have a business bank account, which means you don't have a business. Right. So you're going to get denied. Gotcha. Remember, they're looking to protect themselves. Right. So they're also going to look for an address. This is where it can get tricky. I would suggest, especially for real estate agents. Now, if you're a broker out there and you have your business, and you got a building, you're fine. Standalone address, no big deal. But if you're an agent that is hung their license under another broker, but you're still listed as a company, use your home. Your home is fine. Okay. Don't get a PO box. PO box is automatic denial. Really? Automatic denial. Automatic denial. Sure. Think about it this way, Jim. All right, Jim. So you sell widgets and I want to buy $100,000 worth of your widgets, right? And you say, no problem, Steve. I'd love to have you as a customer. Please fill this credit application out. I fill it out. And my email is, I'm going to steal widgets from Jim@gmail.com. Or I have a business at gmail.com. And then my phone number is a burner cell phone. My address is a PO box, right? And I don't have a business bank account.
Yep.
You really want to give me credit?
No.
No. COD, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Right? Or better yet, cash up front.
Right.
So you got to think about that. Lenders think the same way. Right? You've got to look like a legitimate business. I don't care if you're one person, one agent out there operating. You're a business. Treat it like it's a business.
Sure.
Right? Have a real business bank account. Get your DUNS number. Go to dnb.com and get your DUNS number. It's free. Don't buy anything. You don't need anything from them. It's free. All right. They're going to try and tell you that you need this. The sky's falling. You don't need it. Don't pay for it.
Yep.
It's free. All right. I can't emphasize that more. It's free. All right. Get your DUNS number. Now, the last thing that they're looking for is congruency. Okay. It's all got to match. Don't set up your business at the Secretary of State with your home address. The IRS has a PO box. Dun & Bradstreet has a virtual address that you have. It's got to match.
Yeah, everything's got to match.
Because if it doesn't, then here's what's going to happen. Whoa. We're not sure who this is.
Right.
We just rather not be involved.
Confused mind says no, right?
Right, exactly. And here's the thing. In the personal credit world, if you get denied for credit, what has to happen? They have to send you a letter explaining why you were denied. It usually is because your credit is terrible. Right. Like you get that automated pop-up on the screen. We'll be sending you a letter in 30 days. You already know what that means. And, well, in the business credit world, they're not required to tell you why they turned you down. There is no Fair Credit Reporting Act. As a matter of fact, the U.S. government says you're in business, put on your big boy and big girl pants and deal with it. That's pretty much it, right? They're not there to protect the business, just the consumer.
Got it.
So they're not going to tell you why they turned you down. They're going to say, apply again in 3 months. And you're going to apply again, and you're going to get turned down. They're going to say, sorry, apply again in 3 months.
Gotcha.
Well, it could be something as ridiculous as your email.
Right.
And you could have been approved. Or better yet, they'll really get you. Buy 5 times from us, and we'll give you a credit on the 6th. Well, what they're doing is collecting enough cash, enough profit from you that they're willing to take a small risk on you on the 6th order.
Right.
Okay. Well, you don't need to do all that. If you know how to build your business credit, you can do that. And it starts off with those fundability factors. There's more to it than that, but those 5 right there will get you off in the right direction. Have a professional email, have a real address, not a PO box. Don't use Cousin Joey's grocery store's back room as your address. You know what I mean? Have a real business checking account. Make sure you're registered with the Secretary of State and the IRS. Get your DUNS number.
Let me ask you one other question on this. Where would be the first account you would try to open? Would it be like a gas card? Would it be like
exactly right?
Build your way up.
That's exactly right. There are, and this is where we're our secret sauce. We know exactly who you should go to, when you should go to them, what their underwriting criteria is. But I'm happy to give your listeners some free advice. There's a company called Uline, ULINE. They will approve you for business credit. You can go to uline.com, and we call them starter vendors. Now I'm going to tell you, they sell shipping material. I don't know what real estate agents are going to do with shipping material.
Probably nothing.
But I can tell you what I did. I bought one of those big trash cans you take down to the curb, right?
Yeah.
The big one. I had to replace it. I went to Home Depot. It was $100. Uline, it was $100. I'm like, I'll get a business credit trade line out of it. So, and you have to spend $50. If you don't spend $50, it won't report.
Got it.
Okay. So you can go there. I'll even give you a second one. Quill, because now this one your listeners will use. QUILL.com.
Got it.
Okay. Quill sells office supplies. Quill is a little mini Amazon.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
They're tiny. But they sell office supplies, coffee for your coffee maker. So if you have a brokerage firm out there, and I know agents drink coffee like cars eat fuel, right? So if you have free coffee in your place or for settlements, you can buy your coffee supplies there. You can buy paper, inkjet, you name it.
Right.
Okay? They'll also approve. Generally, they'll approve. They may tell you, if you've been in business less than a year, they may tell you to buy from them 3 times before they approve you. When you check out, you have to go place your order, what you want, and at the checkout, hit apply for net 30 terms.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, for those who don't understand what net 30 is, I'm sure it's very few of you, but let me explain. I buy widgets from Jim. He approves my credit, gives me net 30 terms. He ships me the product, sends me an invoice, and I have 30 days from that date to pay that bill.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's net 30
Net
terms.
30. Yeah.
If you pay it after 30 days, you've paid late. Okay, even 31 days. So if it's due on the 30th day, don't mail it on the 30th day.
Yeah.
It's like your rent. You don't mail your rent on the first of the month, right?
No.
You mail it on the 25th to make sure they get it, right? You want to do the same thing. As a matter of fact, what I tell people is, look, if you have net 30 terms, especially when you're beginning to build business credit, pay them at 15 days. If they offer a discount, and a lot of them will, take the discount.
Sure.
Because on Dun & Bradstreet, you have what's called a Paydex score once you have 3 trade lines reporting. 80 is perfect, right? That doesn't compute to me because I'm thinking 100 is perfect, but 80 is perfect, right? 90 means you discount, you pay early, right? Sometimes. 100 means expect to get paid early.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So that's how they rate you. So 80 is not a bad score. If you got a Dun & Bradstreet Paydex score and it's 80, that means you pay your bills perfectly and on time. 78 is still considered passing. And what that means is, it's okay. We understand cash flow. Every once in a while, you could be 10 days late on your 30-day bill. Okay. That happens. All businesses run into that. We all get it. You get below 78, you're going to start getting turned down.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
All right. So, but at the flip side, don't get super excited when your third trade line reports and you got an 80 and go, great, I'm going to the bank for an SBA loan.
You got some more work to do.
Yeah. That's 3 trade lines. That's kind of like saying I have a jewelry credit card and a furniture credit card.
I got my Macy's card. I'm good.
Now I want to get a $1 million mortgage.
Right. Not going to happen.
No, that's baby steps. A real strong business credit profile is going to have 15 to 20 trade lines reporting. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Quite a few.
Once you have 15 to 20 trade lines reporting, the world opens up. A funny thing happens. And all of you with great credit out there know exactly what I'm talking about. If you walk out to your mailbox right now, I know if I do, it'll be there. What's going to be there, Jim? If I walk out to my mailbox right now,
all kinds of credit cards.
You got it. All kinds of offers for loans and credit cards because I have a high credit score, and they're buying my information from the data providers, the credit reporting agencies, right? So I don't call them credit reporting agencies. They're just data salespeople. They gather data and then they sell it to somebody else.
Sure,
right?
Of course. Yeah.
Well, that's what Dun & Bradstreet does.
Right.
That's what Experian does. So once you get that 15 to 20 trade lines reporting, the tide turns. Instead of you looking for credit, it starts looking for you.
I love it.
Which is an awesome feeling.
Yeah, right.
It's an awesome feeling.
Let me ask you a question. Are you buying real estate with your business credit line?
No. Let's, you know what? I want to eliminate. There's a rumor, I'll call it, a lot of, because when we say credit, right? Everybody immediately goes credit line. Right? They think cash. Business credit was created for you and I to do business together without running out of cash. We gave each other credit. Right. So that you can give your customers credits. That's business credit. It's credit from business to business.
Sure.
Right. So business credit is going to be where you can buy a supply or a vehicle or get something that helps your business. It does not mean cash. Okay. You're not going to walk into the bank and go, Mr. Banker, I have 15 trade lines reporting. I have an 80 Paydex score. I have a 98 on my Experian. I would like $1 million line of credit to buy houses. Mr. Banker will say, no problem. Give me your social security number.
Right.
And here's why. Here's why. Because we talked about fraud in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So imagine somebody who knew how to build their business credit, who was an expert at it, yours truly, right? I could build up 30 trade lines. If they really would give cash, let's say I could borrow $1 million for my business. Right. And then put myself on a $250,000 a month salary. And then 4 months later, oh, company's bankrupt. My bad.
Close it down, do it again. I get you. Yep.
That's too risky. They would never allow it. Now, I'm not saying they don't look at your business credit report. They certainly do. But when it comes to cash, they're always going to look at your personal credit. Okay. Now you can get something called a non-recourse loan. Like if I bought a 187 unit apartment building. We use tax credits, got a non-recourse loan. That's possible when the building itself is so valuable and the cash flow on the building is so valuable, the bank doesn't care about you. Right. So 187 units that have been completely rehabbed with a 20-year Section 8 contract on it.
Pretty stable.
They don't really care about your personal credit at that point. Right. So you're never going to use business credit. But the whole point of this is that if you use your business credit for your day-to-day operational expense, right, and you don't touch your personal credit, when an opportunity arrives, guess who's prepared?
You are, right?
Because your debt to income ratio isn't all out of whack, right?
Right.
And you think it doesn't affect you, but you max out that Discover card and your minimum payment goes from 0 to $250 a month. It just wrecked your debt to income ratio.
Right.
If you were close.
Yeah.
So why do it?
Yeah.
So why do it?
Absolutely.
If you can't pay, and I know there's the Dave Ramsey people, don't use credit ever, 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 ever. I completely disagree with that. I kind of disagree with that. I don't believe in personal credit debt. I don't like debt personally, but I love leveraging business credit. I have no problem with that whatsoever, because you're controlling your cash flow. You're not letting your cash flow control you.
I love it.
Makes sense?
Yeah. So Steve, somebody wants to okay, I need this guy to consult with me, and I need help because this is brilliant, and I want to kind of go down this road.
Well, they're going to reach me, and I'm going to rip off jimremley@gmail.com. No, I'm just kidding.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, no.
How do they get a hold of you? Well,
they can certainly reach out to me directly, but I'd rather just reach out to the company. We have a whole team of people that can help you. I'm always out doing these things, so I want you to be able to get the help instantly. Go to info@creditsuite.com for an email, or you can just go to creditsuite.com, click on the contact us. You can set up a free 30-minute consultation. We'll talk to you about what your profile looks like. We can even get you 30 days of free business credit monitoring, so you can look and see what's on there. I guarantee you there's going to be nothing there. For most people, there's just nothing's going to be there. Right. But if you're curious about it and you've been in business, especially your brokerages out here are listening and have been around for a while, they probably have a business credit profile. Because what will happen is, if you have a real legitimate business, Dun & Bradstreet will find out. So they tend to, if you don't apply for a DUNS number, they assign you one anyway.
I gotcha.
Okay. If you've been around a while.
Sure.
Okay. Experian will find out about you the minute somebody reports. So if I give you credit, Jim, and I report to Experian and Dun & Bradstreet, and Experian has no idea who you are, the minute I send my report in, you're suddenly listed there.
Gotcha.
Now they know who you are. Okay.
Gotcha.
So again, go to creditsuite.com, click the contact us button, set up a free 30-minute consultation. It doesn't take 30 minutes, but set your side. Then we could talk to you about our education program, where we teach you how to do this. We even have, and this frustrates me, we have a partner program where you can sell our program to other people and keep most of the money. What frustrates me is, I'm a member of the board, right? Just like everybody out there should be.
Yeah.
And I've offered to give free education to our association. Nope, can't do it. I'm like, are you kidding? I want to do it for free. I'm not charging for it. I just want to educate other agents on how to listen, at least get a gas card.
Yeah. Right. At the very least.
They wouldn't let me.
Wow.
I was shocked. So I would love for people out here to learn it and then share it with their association. Get me to come in and speak. I'll do it virtually. I mean, I don't care. Get somebody from our company. This is a game changer for real estate agents, and none of them are doing it. Very few.
Right. I love it. I love it. I learned a lot today. I mean, I had 32 years in the business. I knew nothing about this. So I am glad you're out there leading the charge and educating people. So good job today, Steve.
Thanks, man. I had a lot of fun.
We'll definitely be putting this out widely and see if we can get some people turned on to this concept. I love it.
Cool.
Steve, thanks so much for all your expertise today, my friend.
Oh, Jim, it was my pleasure. You can see I have a million degrees of energy. I love this stuff.
All right, man. Thank you again. And we'll see you next time right here at the eRealEstateCoach podcast.